F5 Julie. Julie means it's got two wheels at the back there. This thing's a kind of a very traditional hot rod in some ways, so it's kind of chopped top, very low. But the difference here is it's got a 7.3 litre Ford diesel engine, which is very different to what you normally expect to find under the hood of a car like this. It was built by a guy called Mitch Allreed, and it won the 2018 first round. There's actually if people want to see more on this, there's a really good in-depth kind of nerdy look at it on the Hoonigan YouTube channel. There's a build biology on it. It's well worth checking out. You stick it up on the lift and check out some of the stuff underneath it. It's kind of got some kind of retro race car suspension setup, things like that. It's yeah, one for the car nerds out there. I really like this one, and the kind of patina on it. The owner is adamant on keeping. It gets left outside. It's not a baby car in any way. So yeah, this one's really nice. A bit wide for parking in the UK though.
Is that a skull on the back as well?
It is, yes. I mean, it wouldn't be a hot rod with that skull somewhere on
it. I love it. I want 10.
So should we move on to the next one? Yeah, just the Chevy Love. This is a really nice story, actually. So this was built by somebody who, I can't remember his name. His brother used to own this car. It was a show car many years ago, but he sadly passed away, and he made it his kind of bucket list thing to restore the car back to its former glory. And then he took it to the Hot Wheels Legend Tour, and it won round 2 in 2019. I really like this thing. I love it when anyone sticks an engine in the back of a pickup truck. Taking a very, very useful car and then putting the engine in the back of it, there's just something really naughty and very Hot Wheels-like. It's a very toyish thing to do. Yeah, I really love this one. It's the engine, for those curious, 392 supercharged Hemi. And then, again, kind of typical with hot rodding, it's running a lot of suspension from a Corvette underneath it. So it's doing its best to try and handle well, considering all the weight is on the back axle with that awesome big engine. So we can probably jump on to the next one. In a similar fashion, this one, engine sitting in the middle of it, nice and exposed, very toy-like. This is the International Harvester. International is a new brand to Forza. It was a brand that kind of came about in the early 1900s. It's since moved on to be other things. This one started out life as a truck, as you can see. And then the owner amazingly built this in 3 months. I just can't even comprehend a build like this taking 3 months. For me, like, I have projects that have been sitting on my drive for years, so months is incredible. And then it's also got that giant rear wing on the back of it just to help balance out the looks of it. And then, yeah, again, following on from a similar theme to the previous one, it's a blown V8, a supercharged V8 in the back of it. This time a small block Chevy, which is very much a common engine used in hot rodding. I really like this one. It's again, it's taking that purposeful utilitarian car and making it into something very, very special and very toy-like. And then next up, we have this. This is a Studebaker, which it's loosely a Studebaker. It's Studebaker by name, and I think there's like 3 components on this one from the original car, one of which is the windshield. The rest of it's coming from other things, so there's 1960s Dodge in this, there's Chevy Corvette, and one of my favourite details, on the back you can see the what looks to be the trunk opening, and that's actually from a 1980s Audi. This was built as somebody's dream car, and it took them 15 years to fully realise it and get it to the point of being on the road. This won round 8 in 2019, I think it was. What I really love on this is it's not symmetrical. Symmetry in car design is something a lot of people look for, and I love that it just goes completely against that. So you can see on the back the tail lights asymmetrical, the trunk opening is on the on the right hand side, and then eventually when we get to the front end, it uses headlights on one side from a Harley Davidson, and the other one is from a Corvette flipped upside down, and it's the pop out style. This one, it just looks like a toy, like in every way. You can imagine a 9-year-old drawing this, sorry. as something that they imagined. There it is. Look at those headlights. It's just fantastic. So if we want to move on. So this is a Nash Metropolitan. Again, this is another 50s car. Nash is another new to Forza brand. They were around from the early 1900s and eventually disappeared around 1957 when they became part of AMC. I love this one as well. So this was I think this was the 2019 overall winner. So this will be getting made into a Hot Wheels. This is really a toy to me. The way the wheels stick out, the dice on the carburetor on the front of it. It's very much form over function. I absolutely love it. Up front, we've got I think it's a 300 horsepower small block Chevy, which for these tiny little 165mm wide tires is great because it just roasts them, so it slides everywhere. There's a great view of those dice sitting over the carburetor.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's absolutely lovely, this one. Again, kind of fitting with that hot rodding theme. It's got the patina. It's hot rodding, but in that kind of unique way that you expect to see for something being made into a Hot Wheels. So then lastly, we've got, this was the 2019 overall winner. This car sort of moves away from the hot rodding theme, but it's very much a Hot Wheels for me. So as you saw earlier, it's been made into a Hot Wheels. The engine in the back of this, as you can probably guess from the name, 2JZ, is the 2JZ from the Supra, which is an engine I know not only our community know and love, but I think the world knows and loves it. Well known for huge amounts of power, which it's got here, 650 horsepower, and it weighs 780 kilos, 1,600 pounds, so it's insanely quick, this thing. Styled loosely on a jet fighter, more like a rocket ship for me with that amount of power to weight ratio. And it's very much inspired by early Bonneville salt flat cars, which were built out of old World War II bombshells that then stick an engine inside of because they're very aerodynamic, obviously. And then, yeah, we've got this amazing interior view with the orange tint, which we think is the only other car in the game which has a windscreen like this. There's another Hot Wheels car, which was the Rip Rod.
So cool. So cool.
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah,
is.
it's like, yeah, Mars.
Absolutely. Edinburgh's never looked the same.
Yeah. And I think my favourite detail on this is if you can see on the back of it on the exhaust there, it's the exhaust is actually a vegetable strainer or steamer even that's hooked up to the throttle so it moves around. Yeah, absolutely lovely set of cars, all of which could easily be toys as well as real cars.